All right, what's up, everybody? We are live with the General Jonathan Haggerty. As promised, we didn't get him on Sunday. Tried to track him down, but he was busy, I'm sure, having a good time out in Koh Samui. But we found him again, as promised. How are you doing, John? Good to see you.
Yes, I'm good, thank you, mate. I apologise about that, mate. Everything's good this side. How about you?
I'm great. Yeah, I'm got my new baby girl, and I'm not sleeping
Yes,
much. But
congrats.
yeah, thank you,
Congratulations, mate.
thank you. Yeah, it's fun.
Now the
But
hard
I'll
work
be
starts.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to Tokyo though. I think that's going to be the first time I leave the house in a while. So
Oh,
I'll be there for
amazing.
your huge fight. Yeah. So how is everything going? You're down in Koh Samui now, preparing for this huge title fight against Nabil. How's it all going? Yeah, you're at Lamai Muay Thai camp, right?
Yeah, we're at Lamaya Koh Samui. We was in Vegas for a month, and now we're over here in Lamaya Muay Thai. So everything's going smoothly, mate. I'm enjoying this camp, and that's the main thing, enjoying it. Sometimes I've had camps before when I've not enjoyed it, and it's just like been dragging. But I mean, it's the process, enjoy the process.
Yeah. Talk to me about Vegas. You were out helping Khalil Roundtree, I think, and sparring with him. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was just great to be around, It was motivating, to see his mindset, the championship mindset that he has was amazing. The different style of training. I've teamed up with his strength coach as well, so I'll be bringing him along into camp with me. So yeah, it's been great, and hopefully he comes out to Samui. I think he's coming out to Samui next week, so it'd be good to have him around again.
Oh, that's great. And I think George Jarvis is with you out there as well, right?
Yeah, George is literally just 10 meters from me over there, so training's been
Oh, so
going well. We've been bonding off each other. It's good to have another champion like himself in camp. So yeah, it's going great, mate. Thank you.
yeah, say hello to George from me. I think Jake
Will do.
Peacock as well. I just interviewed him last week. He's at another gym over there. Have you bumped into each other yet?
I think he's at Super Pro, if I'm correct. It's like 20 minutes from me. Not bumped into him yet, but yeah, I believe he's here.
All right. Well, maybe you'll see him sometime. He's also preparing for this huge show in Japan. What a card, isn't it, John? 1173. Aside from your fight, what are you looking forward most?
Yeah, it's an incredible card. I don't think I've seen a card like it. So the fans are in for a treat. Jimmy, I'm in for a treat, just to be part of it and just to witness it behind the scenes, backstage, just to be there in Tokyo. So I'm very grateful. I'm looking forward to all the fights. To be fair, there's not one fight I'm not looking forward to. I'd say mainly the Nongo fight with Rotang, the Super Bond fight. Yeah, they're all interesting. So they're all going to be fun fights to watch for sure.
Yeah, and there's a possible title eliminator on the card for your belt, the kickboxing belt with Superlek and Yuki Yoza. Are you expecting to face the winner of that next, whatever happens against Nabil?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, whoever's next in line is next in line. So if one championship want that fight, then let's do it. May the best man win.
Yeah, Chatri said after your last fight in Qatar in the press conference that you don't say no to anyone. A lot of people say that, but in reality, behind the scenes, they will try and pick their fights. But you say no to no one. No one really wants to fight Nabil. What do you see in him that you
I
can
want to fight
exploit?
Nabil.
You want to fight Nabil. You think you have the magic answer to beat him, right?
I mean, yeah, listen, it's a fight, right? We're both fighters. We both got our best attributes. We know what we got to do in there. So come fight night, we're just going to put these hands to display. So it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great night, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's a little awkward because I think the fight was signed a while ago, but Nabil had another fight as well against Enahachi on the kickboxing on the tempo. You kind of had to wait to see what happened there before it was officially announced. So I think you were already preparing. Was part of your mindset a little bit worried maybe the fight would fall through if Nabil got an injury or, who knows, maybe even knocked out, but injury was probably the more
Um,
likely.
Yeah, just a little bit. It was a little bit frustrating just to see that he took a fight a few weeks before our fight, but at least he's strong and he's healthy now still, so that's the main thing. But I'm pretty sure one championship would have made something happen if anything did happen. Thankfully, it didn't, and we're here now and we're on the road to Japan.
All right. Round one asking here, if Haggerty wins, what's your next move going to be? I believe it'll be the kickboxing title defense, but can you see a Rodtang super fight or a Muay Thai title defense?
I mean, I can see an Andrade super fight for the MMA world title. Let's go.
So you're back on that, yeah? Because I was interviewing him the other day, and I think the subject came up as well recently on a podcast. I was speaking to Fergus Smith, who made his debut last week, and he wants to be a 3-sport champ. I said, well, Haggerty still wants to. I didn't know if that was still in your mind. So you want to go back and try and win that MMA belt if you reclaim the Muay Thai belt.
100%. I want to be the consecutive, to have all 3 belts at one time. And it starts with November 16th. We get the Muay Thai belt back, and then who knows? Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, the future's looking bright, and I'm excited for it.
Well, he's got title defense, Fabricio, on December 7th, I think. And I asked him what's next after that. He is still keen to face you, but he thinks you maybe have to go and get a win first in MMA. Would you be willing to do that, or you think you go straight to the belt?
Let's go straight for the belt. Why not? Listen, I'm focused on the bill, the task ahead of us. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how everything plans out. And yeah, the main goal now is to defeat Nabil and reclaim the world title back.
Yeah, like you said, big things first you have to deal with. Dory, the fight here, asking, what's it like being one of the highlights of such a stacked event? I know you've been on big events before, but this is crazy, and you're a big part of that. Yeah, does this feel like the biggest card you've been on?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think this is probably one of the biggest cards that I've been on. I've been on the Demetrius Johnson card. I think I've been on it twice, but yeah, this definitely tops it. All the superstars that we have on the card. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to the press conference. I'm looking forward to the build up. I'm looking forward to seeing all the fans out in Tokyo. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I'm excited. What time are you heading out to Japan? How long are you staying in Samui?
I think we're going to head out a week before, just like normal.
Okay.
Week before.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to go as well. Can we expect to see some Showtime kicks of you leaping off the cage wall to get up to Nabil's head? I see you've been practicing as well at Samui with Jack, is it, on the ropes?
Yeah. Listen, that's all clickbait, that's all for social media. I'm not really training like that. There's no need, my coach is 6'2". I'm pretty sure he can hold pads higher than what we need. We've got a sparring partner that's 6'6", so everything's in place now. It's just up to me to get in there and do the business. So yeah.
Have you ever fought someone tall like that? Yeah, how are you having to adjust your preparations other than bringing in these taller sparring partners? Is it a mental thing as well to step in there with someone? Yeah, like he's so tall, isn't he? 6'4", 6'5". I can't even remember.
Yeah, I've never really fought somebody that tall, if I'm honest. I think I've always been the tallest of my opponents, or maybe like same size. Never really fought somebody that tall. So yeah, it's a challenge. It's a mental challenge, a physical challenge, but it's a challenge that we're willing to overcome and get past. I want to be the champion, so I've got to do what I got to do. So November 16th, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, you do still have the kickboxing belt, but I feel like Muay Thai belt is your baby. You had it at 2 divisions, flyweight and bantamweight. And does it still sting, the way you lost it in Denver just over a year ago to Superlek? I know that wasn't the real you inside the cage there, right?
Yeah, it stings. It does sting, obviously, but obviously I've overcome that. It's made me a better fighter, a better person. I've learned from the mistakes, and it's just up to me now to get in there and put things right again and get the belt back, which I'm excited to do. It's
Yeah,
been a while since I've had the belt, so I'm excited to reclaim it.
that man who beat you super leg, he has fought Nabil already. I'm sure you were watching it in Tokyo last time. Keith asking here, what do you think of Superleg's game plan against Nabil? Didn't work out for him. Have you learned from watching what he did?
I don't think Superlek really had a game plan for that fight. Watching it, I think he thought he went in there and just obliterate him and just, and maybe intimidate him a little bit. I'm not too sure, but obviously it didn't really look like he had a game plan. But there's not much to say there.
Well, to me, yeah, it seems like Nabil has stepped it up over the last year or so, especially with what he did to Nico Carrillo. Have you seen improvements from him? I think, yeah, he's just come on leaps and bounds, so to speak.
Yeah, 100%. I've seen it. Obviously, I feel like he's grown into his body a lot better. He's grown into the weight category. Um, yeah, he's definitely improved. Hence why he's been beating all these top fighters. So yeah, we're ready to get on top.
A lot of people, whenever I post anything about Nabil on my channels, there's usually a lot of comments saying he's a weight bully or a height bully. Do you think he's trying to gain an advantage by fighting in this weight class? He has talked about going up to featherweight. He's already come up from flyweight, but do you think it's all fair?
I mean, listen, any weight category he goes in, he's going to have a height advantage, a reach advantage. So it doesn't really matter. But I can see why people say it. But obviously, he makes the weight, so he doesn't foul at anything. He doesn't miss weight. So why does he need to move up? But yeah, it's just up to him, and how his body grows. I believe he's still young as well, so he'll only grow bigger and only get stronger. So maybe in the future he'll move up, but right now he's in the bantamweight division and he's got what I want.
Would round one here asking, would you consider another move up? Ever? You are still quite a big bantamweight, but I think you're more at home here, right, than you were at flyweight.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is definitely where home is, bantamweight. Um, maybe catch weights, super fights, who knows? But bantamweight is the division that I'm here to stay in.
Just a dream
But
in water.
but
Excited to see you.
Nick,
Yeah.
you know me, mate. I'm willing to step up. I don't know if I'm willing to step down to flyweight again, but who knows? Who knows? Super fights. Let's entertain the crowd for sure.
Well, with Pete on your side, I'm sure he can help you get
Yep.
to flyweight.
I mean, if we told Pete we're going back down to flyweight, I think he'll say, "I don't think I want to work with you on this one."
Well, there was a lot of talk of Rodtang coming up. That seemed to be the fight they were making for you after Qatar. What happened there? Was it close to coming off?
Yeah, I believe I signed the contract. I was ready to rock and roll. From what I can remember. Um, but maybe because he had a baby, which is congratulations to him. He had a kid, so maybe that was a little bit of a setback. So I'm not sure what really happened there, but we've both got great fights coming up, and yeah, hope we all come out healthy.
Just a dream in water, saying the Giant Slayer might be your new nickname if you take down the Beal. That would be fun. I like the General though; still a good nickname.
David
Thoughts
versus
on
Goliath.
Yeah, David versus Goliath, indeed. There's another big English combat sports fighter in action. I think this week I don't follow UFC too closely at the moment, but thoughts on Tom Aspinall? I think his heavyweight title defense is coming up, right?
Yeah, Tom Aspinall, great athlete, great heavyweight, coming out of the UK. Excited to watch his fight and wish him all the best. I hope he gets the win for sure.
Do you stay in touch? Do you speak to a lot of the UK MMA fighters? I know your family has got roots in that. Your dad runs the gym, but yeah, how closely do you follow some of these other guys?
Yeah, I follow the MMA. I follow a few of them on social media. We go back and forth, but right now I'm just locked in locked in on my fight and being the best that I can be.
This isn't a question from Story of the Fight, but he's saying J Hag had the best post on socials this year with the tomahawk elbow. He faked when sparring that kid. LOL.
Oh yeah, wow. That went pretty crazy, that video. But yeah, so I've been doing a few seminar tours and giving that, the juniors and the young ones an opportunity to have a little mess about place bar with me. And yeah, this young girl, she was giving me some, man. So I thought I'm gonna drop a tomahawk elbow on her. Obviously I didn't land it, but yeah, it was great experience.
Yeah, it's been probably a bit longer layoff than you wanted this year. Has that been frustrating for you? I think you fought in February, so what, like 9 months, something like that. Were you expecting to fight in the summer, perhaps?
Yeah, I was expecting to fight a little bit sooner, but my training camps are intense. They're pretty hardcore. So it's always good to give my body a little bit of a rest as well, and just to focus on the outside sort of things as well. Because once I'm in fight camp, I drop everything. Um, nothing matters apart from what time I got to wake up, what time I got to eat my food, what time I got sparring. That's all I've been thinking about, and it takes its toll sometimes. So having a little bit of me time, focusing on myself on the outside, and building things apart from fighting.
Yeah, what is sorry, there's some drama outside. I got a crazy house at the moment with baby running around and dogs.
All good, bro.
What does a standard day look like for you out in Samui? Yeah, how are you enjoying the time there? What do you get up to? Is it training twice a day? I think George was doing that when I saw him there.
Yeah, training twice a day. Um, Obviously, eating 3 times a day as well. Just getting back into bed, mate, and just looking forward to smashing the pads, sparring, and then having a nice little rest. I look forward to Sundays. Sometimes in camp, I never have a rest. Um, Even like I go behind. Chris might not like me saying this, but when he thinks I'm resting, I'm probably out running or swimming or something. But this time round, I've really needed it because the work effort I've been putting in camp. So the Sunday rest days have been very vital for me, and it's made me a lot better. To be fair, I've listened to my body, which I should be doing.
It's smart, always good. I shouldn't have bothered you on Sunday. Then I knew when they booked us to do an interview on Sunday, I thought, oh, I don't want to bother John on Sunday. He's probably taking a break, so a bit better
Mate,
today,
I've
Friday.
always got time for you, but obviously a little hiccup in the road. I apologise, bro.
No, it's all good. It's all
maybe
good.
we overslept.
Yeah, no, it's all good. No problem. I'm just happy to have you here. I think we've
Thank you,
got a few
man.
more minutes with John. So if you have any questions in the chat, just get them in now. Here's one from Keith asking, is it easy to find sparring partners in Samui? I guess you have George there, right? But I don't know, anyone else you're working with?
It's the land of Muay Thai, so everybody's training. It's just getting that right sparring partner. Obviously, I've got George Jarvis here, which I'm thankful for. Um, I've also brought in a sparring partner from Spain. He's from Spain, but he was out here in Bangkok, so I flew him over, got him to join the team, and yeah, it's made sense, and I'm thankful I've done it because when we got in the ring to spar for the first time, I was just a bit like, wow. So I wasn't really used to it, but yeah, it's definitely been a main part in this camp sparring.
Telvin was asking about Khalil Roundtree. I already asked you about it earlier, but maybe you can talk about. Did you watch his fight? And yeah, it was heartbreak for him, wasn't it? But what did you make of that?
Yeah, I was in the arena. It was pretty heartbreaking, just to see him win them first 2 rounds, and just seeing all the hard work that he put in behind the scenes. Um, he's very dedicated to his craft, and it's great to see. And just that last round, it's heartbreaking, But it's the fight game. He knows it's the fight game. Everybody knows it's the fight game. One shot, and it could be all over. So it is what it is. It's just how we come back from these losses.
Yeah, you've been there before yourself, and it seems to build character, doesn't it? The losses you've suffered
Character
in your
building.
career.
That's the one.
Exactly.
Character building.
Yeah,
Character
absolutely.
building in a few stitches. Perfect.
Well, yeah, one man you lost to before, Rodtang. He's fighting in Tokyo as well. Who do you think is going to win that fight? Him and Nongo for the vacant flyweight belt, which you used to hold as well.
It's the kicker versus the puncher. If Rodtang turns up and trains the way he trains for his Takeru fight, and he just trains as well, like diets and be the best he can be, I believe he can win. But he needs to be on his top form. He needs to be on top form because obviously Nongo's no pushover, absolute legend in the sport. So it's going to be a tough one, but I think Rodtang might take this one.
And I don't know if you follow the boxing, but round one here is asking Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley. Who have you got? The big fight in the UK this Saturday.
Yeah, great fight. You know, Fabio Wardley, I have to give him his flowers, you know, coming from like the white collar background, no amateur, doing what he's done. He's pushed through, he's grinded, and he's got to where he is today. So yeah, got to give him his flowers. But I just think Joseph Parker might be a little bit too experienced, been in there with the likes of AJ. So experience might take over. And obviously he's getting better and better, Parker. He had a little bit of a downfall, but now he's getting to top form. So I think Parker might take this one.
All right. Well, that seems to be it. I want to let you get out of here, go to training. So that's what do you got planned the rest of today? Is it just 2 sessions, just 1 or 2 sessions? Are you going to enjoy the rest of Friday?
2 sessions today. I've got SNC, and then I've got pad work later with a little bit of clinch technique as well. So happy Friday. Friday?
Yeah. I think it's Friday. Yeah.
I tend to lose track of time out here. Time and day.
Absolutely.
I have no clue what time of day it is.
You're dialed in.
Exactly that, brother.
Maybe I'll finish on this question from Keith. If you beat Nabil, do you think they'll push an immediate rematch? And you have so many options, don't you? Win or lose this fight. But would you take that one if you win the belt?
Yeah, it just depends on how I win and, you know, the fashion that I win in. Obviously, I've got goals I want to accomplish after this Nabil fight. But like we said, I don't turn down fights. So if that's what One Championship want me to do, then so be it. That's what we got to do, you know? So anything really.
That sounds good. And you've got some Mexican fans, apparently, John. Round one
You
is
got Mexico.
Yeah. All right. That's the general. Don't want to take up any more of your time. Thanks for joining me.
Show. Thank you.
You're busy. Yeah, and we'll see you in Tokyo in a few weeks. Good luck for the rest of the camp.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Mate.
All the best,
thanks a lot, mate. All the best to you too.
Take care.
Yes, sir. All right, bye.
Bye, mate.
That was,
bye, mate.
Yeah. See you, mate. All right, that's John Haggerty.
How do we get
I'll take you out. I'll take you out. Don't worry. There he is. Okay. That was Haggerty, the general himself, and we will be seeing him in a few weeks as he steps up his fight preparation for Nabil Anane. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. As promised, I delivered it. We did miss it out on Sunday. John was busy having a day off, which I cannot blame him. Yeah, everyone needs recovery time, especially when you're fighting Nabil. You got to be going in top shape for that one. So, yeah, thanks to Jay Hag for joining us. Says Keith Haggerty brings the big fight feel always. Absolutely does. I'm happy to see him back. Always a pleasure to talk to and interview. It was great, cool of him. Yep, I know he's dialed in for Nabil. I appreciate him bringing the energy. He must be tired when you're fighting the giant. All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit longer. I do have stuff to do later today. I got so much life admin at the moment. I'm looks like I got to move apartment. Yeah, I thought that would be next year, but it seems to have been sped up with recent events. So viewed a place on Monday and to meet the landlord yesterday. Now going back to the place today after this. I think to sign some papers and stuff. So yeah, it looks like we'll be moving to new place, and gonna have an even bigger home office, it looks like, so I can get even more posters on the wall. Yeah, can't wait to deck it out. I'll be taking over the attic or the loft, however you want to call it, in this new place. It's pretty cool. It's like a 3-floor, sort of like 2.5 floors basically, but kind of like laid out a bit like a house. It is. We got to walk up 3 flights to just get there, so it's the top of a 4-floor building, I think. But yeah, we got the top of that. There's yeah, a lot of nice features to it. Couple balconies, even a little rooftop, which I'll be going up every day. It's facing the beach. Yeah, we're moving to the beach, which I've always wanted to do ever since I stayed in Bangkok and Phuket for a couple months a few years ago. I came back to Hong Kong and thought, yep, I'm going to move to Thailand. I'm going to go live on the beach. Didn't work out that way. Yeah, life took a few twists and turns, but now sort of getting some part of that dream by moving, to the beach in Hong Kong. So stay in Hong Kong for now. Could always one day end up in Thailand, who knows? But it's nice move. A lot more space for the kid and the dogs. There's a big park right next to us as well. I'll have my own loft space and kind of like a man cave. Get my video gaming area all in one. And yes, I'll be chill, set the paddling pool up on the roof, some beers maybe, enjoy the view and the sunset. But yeah, I'm going to hang around for another 20 minutes, half hour, if people want to chat. Great interview. Thank you, round one. I appreciate your questions. And thanks as well to everyone who was asking. I know I didn't advertise this one too much, so it might have caught you by surprise, but I just didn't want to hype it up again in case John missed it a second time, because it would have broken me. No, just I was just a little cautious in case. I know how busy he is, especially right now preparing for Nabil. So I just waited till he turned up and then I hit go on it. So if you did miss it, I'm sorry, and you're just catching up on it whenever. Apologies, but I'm sure I'll interview John again in Tokyo before and after the fight if he wins. So you can get your questions in then if you want. I'll try and do another live with him at some point as well after that. But yeah, it was a good one. If you enjoy these lives, let me know in the comments after the video or now. I'm trying to do more of these. It's a little bit easier for me because I don't have to edit the video after, and don't have to do post-production and things. That tends to just take the fun out of it for me when you do a big interview and then you got to spend an hour or two editing it and everything. When you do these lives, it's just there on the internet already. So I enjoy it as well. Phone Tant asking, hi Nick, Anissa Mexon versus Veronica cancelled. Why? What's the reason? So I think Anissa is injured. Yeah, it's not on the One Fight Night 38 card. Yeah, maybe this is a good segue to cover some news. So yeah, it's not on the card they released yesterday. It's just caught some people by surprise. Clicking my profile here now. Okay. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights on this card. Let me show it on screen. Apologies. Here it is. Okay. So yeah, a lot of people were expecting this fight because it was announced already, but it's not on this card. It's disappeared. So what I know, I think Anissa Mexon is out of the fight. Vero's still going to fight, but not on this card. She will be fighting someone else. I think possibly the Friday fights show before this one. So I think November 7th, but I don't know that for sure. I think it could be any Friday. I haven't seen anything, but yeah, I think she's been moved to a Friday fights show is what I've heard. So and I know the opponent, but I won't say it because yeah, you can find out. But it's not Anissa Mekson. So stay tuned, guys. It's a sad development. As I said before, I was looking forward to seeing Vero on a one fight night card because I think, as you saw with Ong La last month or this month, the last fight night card, having that Myanmar star on a card like this really helps, I think, pack out the stadium on a Saturday morning early on. They're lining up at 6:30 in the morning or whatever. They'll go in from the first bell to the last. It's something, yeah, you can't really replicate. As much marketing you do, and it's just there's nothing else like the Myanmar fans. So they turn up in force and they're loud. Whenever they're not just there to see their fighter, though, they will get into every fight from, like I said, the first fight to the last fight on the card. They will be present and screaming their lungs out. So it's a real atmosphere they create. So I was looking forward to Vero being on that card. It's a shame. So I think it would have helped to really create a nice atmosphere there. So we'll see. We'll see where she lands. I got a feeling she's probably going to be on the Friday before this one, and that's cool. She'll bring the Myanmar fans out for the Friday fights. But the atmosphere on Friday fights is always pretty good. They don't have a problem with that. I think it's the Saturday morning shows that could use the boost from the Burmese boost, we call it. All right. Such a ridiculous card. That fight isn't even on the site yet. I don't know what is that in reference to Vero? I can't remember what we were talking about there, Keith. Nick, underselling that place. Oh yeah, I sent the video to Story of the Fight to Will of this place. I'm not moving to Bel Air, Telvin. Moving to a place called Discovery Bay, which is kind of jokingly, it's called DB, for short, Discovery Bay, but it's jokingly the acronym people say stands for dogs and babies, which is what I have. So it's perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff for the kids to do there. It's paradise for children, basically, and it's what I would want if I was a kid growing up, to have all that kind of stuff there. There's, like I say, beaches, parks, open space, yeah, nature, mountains, things you can't really do in where I live, in the concrete jungle of the city on Hong Kong Island. Although, I'm not dissing it. It's a lovely place still, and you're never far away from nature and beaches here. But it's just it's not on your doorstep. This place is literally, you come out of the front door and the beach, you can see it from the doorsteps. It's a 30-second walk, right? Here you'd have to drive half an hour to the beach, or get on a bus. Not impossible, but it's not like you're living at the beach, which is always cool. So yeah, I do love Hong Kong Island. I've lived here for 9 years in various places along the top of it. The expat line goes from Causeway Bay to Kennedy Town. That's sort of where I've been living in various points along that for 9 years now. Time for a change. Yeah, looks like going to be moving out to the suburbs. But the good thing as well, where I'm going, is there's a 25-minute ferry straight to Central on Hong Kong Island. So I do a lot of my other time spent in Hong Kong is usually around Central. So I'm not far from there now. If I meet friends, it's usually around there. If I, whatever, it has a lot of hikes there and good access to everything. So it's pretty easy. Like I say, a 5-minute walk for me to the ferry from the new place. Ferry for 20 minutes, whatever. Then boom, you're in the heart of the Central District on the island. So it's a nice little compromise, and you get that kind of suburb feel to where you live, but you're never too far away from the action. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. J-Hag is on the wall, Keith. I was telling him, so I'm trying to bring up Keith's comment. There it is. Let me remove this. So he's on the wall. He's just behind the chair. This same thing happened with Jake last time. I forgot Jake was right behind me because I can't see it behind the chair. But there is Jake Peacock, and I told him after the show. There is Jonathan Haggerty. They were, of course, on the same card in Qatar. 1-1-7-1, I think it was called. Bit of a tongue twister that. 3 1s in there. Yeah, they were on the same card. They're on the same card again in Tokyo, and they're in the same town right now, Koh Samui, city, town. I don't know what you call it. They're in the same place. Jake's training there at Super Pro, I think the gym's called. Haggerty's at Lamai, so they may cross over at some point. Who knows? Yes. Round one. How's the sleep going with the newborn? It could be a lot worse. I'll say it's not great, but it's not terrible. I get a decent amount of sleep still. I think the hardest thing is just the kind of adapting to something different. It takes time for me usually. I had a pretty set schedule before, you know. That's always difficult when you rip things up like that, and I work quite hard most of the time. So, I like to get going by 10 a.m. working, and usually I'll work through to 6 p.m. Then I hit the gym and then come back, eat, watch some TV, go to bed. I have a pretty boring life, Monday to Thursday at least each week. Gets a little bit more exciting on the weekends, but now it's just you never really know what time you're going to wake up. If you have something to do early in the morning, it can throw you off because sometimes I won't get to sleep till 3 a.m. I've been staying up a lot because I thought that's easier. Just stay up. I'll play video games or watch some TV, chat to people online, get to bed by 3. Yeah, wake up at sometimes 9 again. It's just tough. I know some people can do 6 hours sleep. That's great for them. I'm the kind of person, I need a minimum 9 really to function. I always sleep about 9 hours if I can, at least. Sometimes I'll sleep 10. I've been known to do 12 if you don't bother me. So yeah, I'm kind of getting what I can at the moment. Last night, for the first time, I tried something different. I just went to bed about 11:30 because I was so tired, and then I woke up at 3 instead to feed her then, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I did it because I've just been sleeping through. My missus has been waking up to do these night feeds after the 3 a.m. one. She'll do like the 5 a.m. She'll just wake up and do it. I don't even hear it because I'm so tired. I'm just in a deep sleep. But yeah, this time I heard her crying. I got up and did it, and it felt fine. It was over pretty quick. Yeah, just boom. At that point, it's just kind of an operation. And kudos to my baby. She eats pretty well and sleeps pretty well. Once she wants the food, you give it to her. She's all good, and then she's knocked out for a couple more hours at least. So it's pretty good, yeah. But I'm still not at 100% in any way. Yeah, and it's just for me the big thing is kind of mental side of it. You just gotta stay on top of that and not get too dragged down. I was feeling a little bit sorry for myself yesterday because, like I said, yeah, we've been dealing with this house stuff, apartment stuff. So, but I had a few other distractions this week. I haven't done as much work as I want to do, and that kind of always puts me in a funk when I can't do my best on my job because I take this very seriously and I am proud of what I do. But yeah, it's been a little distracted this week, and it's been like that this whole year, to be honest. From January, when kind of found out what happened to the kid, we had a lot of drama with getting everything ready, and there were a lot of appointments naturally and things. And we thought we were going to move earlier this year in the summer. We looked at a lot of places and didn't happen in the end. But all those meetings and viewings still take place, and there were other things as well, getting a nanny sorted out, which is quite a process. And yeah, just I kind of felt like I wasn't able to give my best on my work, which I really love doing. And then felt like things were starting to get to the place again recently, yeah, where I can just work as much as I need to and want to. Then this week's thrown a spanner in the works again. So yeah, it's just about adapting and, you know, I think staying on top of the mental side, just giving yourself a break and being kind and not pushing yourself too hard or punishing yourself for not getting something done. And yeah, I'm just gonna sometimes you gotta throw in the towel, right, and be like, okay, this hasn't been my week. I'll step back up next week to full capacity. So yeah, you know, we're not going crazy this week. Just I'm trying to get everything done, the life admin side this week, and then back into the hustle and bustle of work next week. Which, you know, it's a blessing I can do this. You know, a lot of people when they have a kid, they can't choose when they work, what time they work. They have to be in the office 9 a.m. and they have to come back at 6 p.m. They have no choice. I'm lucky, I'm blessed. I do have a flexible schedule, so not complaining, definitely. Telvin asking one needs to do a console game, something with THQ. Yeah, I remember 5 years ago or something, they teased that console game. Never happened. It became a mobile game, which I haven't played, to be honest. I don't know if it's any good. One Fight Arena, seen mixed reviews online. But if you've played it, let me know in the chat. People got to hit the notification so they know. Yeah, get the notification bell on. So whenever I go live, you will get a message on your phone telling you, and then you can click that. Right. Currently editing an interview story to fight. Says pain in the ass. You're right. It is. It's the side of it I hate doing, and I've always tried to outsource that to other people. In the beginning, I didn't mind because it was part of the grind, but I just find now it takes so much time that I lose time on doing the other stuff, like my writing and my podcasts and socials. So I try and outsource that if I can still. Giuliano helps me out with it because, you know, I have pretty basic editing needs anyways, just interviews, cut the beginning and the end off, you know, take out some translation questions, things like that, fix the sound if you need. So it's not too difficult for him. But when I do them at home, I tend to have to edit it myself. So I never enjoyed that. Yeah, I prefer the lives. Easy. Keep them live, Nick. Live like Thursday night SmackDown. Telvin. Yeah, I get a sense Telvin loves the WWE /F. Yeah, I remember the heyday of SmackDown, and I think THQ you mentioned. Yeah, they made the old SmackDown games. I love those on PS. Was it PS2, PS1? Yeah, absolutely awesome. Telvin saying again, not C18. I love her. That's Anissa Mexon. Yeah. So she's out of the fight. I don't know what happened, but she's definitely out. Sorry if it was answered, Darkside says, but what happened to Mexon? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just heard she's out of the fight. I don't think it's been announced yet. So yeah, but you can see I haven't mentioned it because, you know, they haven't said anything. But you can see she's not on the card with Vero now, which they released last night, the Fight Night 37 card. So I may be wrong. I've just heard she's out of this fight and that Vero will have a new opponent on a different show. That's all I know. What's your predictions for all of One Fight Night 30? You mean Friday fights or Fight Night? I think you mean Friday fights. Yeah, I will look at that in a bit. Let me just get through these comments and then we'll hit that up. Darkside says, I don't see Lisi doing anything this fight. He's getting KO'd in 2. Wow. And another from Darkside saying, I saw a trivia that Hong Kong had the most buildings in the world. It might do. It's very densely packed. I can see a bunch out my window already. Yeah, it's all put in a tight space. It's about 7 million people live here. It's a very small place. So yeah, moving as well out to where we're going. Part of that is to just kind of get away from the hustle and bustle, which been in the thick of for, like I said, nearly 10 years now. And it's good. I like it. I appreciate it. It has its benefits. but it's just kind of, it's always go, go, go. Like, there's never any chill when you live in the city here. It's nonstop, like a lot of big cities in the world, but it can just be a little draining energy-wise. I think I kind of operate on a different speed as well now to most people who you see when I go down the hill here, because I already live in a slightly secluded place up the hill. But walk down the hill 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you're in the thick of it already. And yeah, it's just people. I'm on chill speed. Like I said, I make my own hours, and I'll go down to hit the gym or something or whatever, and everyone else just in work mode, business mode. And it can be a little jarring. Just, yeah, I'm looking for something a little more peaceful. What's your prediction for Titus versus Liu? So asking. I'm gonna hit this preview in a sec and give you my thoughts on that. Just gonna find more Tom Hanks movies. Story That Fight Us. Yeah, I watched You've Got Mail the other night. Solid stuff. Maybe want to go back to Manhattan. Maybe hang out with John DeBella again. Yeah, so I'll hopefully get that in next summer. If this Denver card happens next summer, like it's scheduled to, I think June 2026, probably hit Manhattan, New York after the show. Maybe before, who knows? Probably after. I feel like going to Chicago before. There's a direct flights from Hong Kong to, I think, Chicago and to New York and maybe LA. Yeah, I landed in LA last time. So did I? No, I can't remember. Anyway, I think you can. But yeah, I did. Okay. I remember the overpriced sandwiches at LAX airport were incredible. But yeah, so I'm thinking of hitting Chicago. Been there before once, but I want to go back and see my guy, Ray Flores, sweet baby Ray, who you probably remember, was commentating on my championship for a couple of years. Sadly, not doing it lately, and I'm really sad about that. I want to see Ray back in the booth. I think him and Mitch had a great chemistry as a team, the best chemistry of any one duo since Chiavello and Mitch. So yeah, I want to see them reunited if it can happen. I would really love to see that. But I just want to hang out with Ray as well. Promised him I would come visit. That was the plan before Denver this year when it was scheduled originally for August or September, whatever it was. I was going to head to Chicago, hang out with Ray. Things changed, though. Obviously, that show got moved back to the next year, so didn't happen. Anyway, Roman versus Samet, who you got? Yeah, well, let me look at this card as well. Fight Night 38. Any news on K1 invading one with a tank? I don't know. Telfin. God, so many questions. I don't know where to. Let me just try and get through these. Bay Area, though, not LA. Got to come to California. Story of the Fight says, yeah, I will. I just the one thing stopping me from doing California is I hear you need a car to get anywhere. So I'm taking my license in February here. Finally, at the age of 38, I will be. So yeah, 20 years later after my first 2 failed attempts to pass my driving license in the UK. So hopefully I'll have that. And then, yeah, maybe I can come out to California. I'd love to see you, Will, and I'd love to see Boxing Works Gym, everyone there, like Brian and Jackie, Janet, Tiki, yeah, everyone. I want to, maybe if Takara's there as well, doing a camp. San Francisco is walkable, Keith says. Yeah, but it looks like it's all uphill, and I don't like hills. Yeah, well, as long as it's not as hot as it is in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has a lot of hills too. Yeah. Hong Kong has the most high rises in the world, apparently, says Keith. I believe NYC is too. Yeah, I could see that. They're both quite high risey. I love both cities as well. Round 1 says, Nick, I don't see anyone covering one news like you, interviews backstage after fights and online. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Round 1. Appreciate it. It's what I try. I try to do something different. I've always wanted to be, comprehensive in my coverage of one, because I feel like there wasn't anyone doing that when I began about 5-6 years ago, whatever it was. yeah, I just felt like no one was doing it the way they would cover the UFC, something like that. So that's always been my goal, just to be your one-stop shop for one championship coverage, whether it's pre-fight, post-fight, during the event. Yeah, podcast interviews, news across all my various channels. I'm trying to link those up a bit more these days, but you can get different content on each of my things. Twitch is probably a little more serious. Might get some of my articles on there. This one is for live streaming, podcasts, my interviews. My Instagram, you'll get clips of the little reels and stuff. Facebook as well. It's all going really well. Yeah, in the last year or so, it's just all stepped up a lot. In a way I couldn't imagine. I think I launched my own socials pretty much last September, and now I'm on 200,000 on Facebook, which is crazy. And I mean, a year ago or less than a year ago, I had less than 1,000 on there. So that's mad. Just hit 85,000 here on YouTube, I think, and we're on course for 100,000, which is always a dream of mine to do 100,000 when I was working at that other place. But to do it in such a short space of time on my own channel just means so much more. I think I got that up to like 40,000 plus 45K in 5 years or whatever it was. So, yeah, it means a lot more to do it on my own thing. Maybe, yeah, who knows? Just trying to do the math in my head, but yeah, it's great, and it means a lot that you say that. Round one, thank you. THQ also made the UFC games too on PS3. Telvin says EA Sports UFC games suck. I haven't played any of them, to be honest. I think I downloaded one of the EA UFC games because it was free. It was a free monthly game on PS5 or 4. Didn't play it. K1 isn't going to do shit but lose their fighters to 1, Darkside says. Are you planning anything special for Japan card coverage? You bringing a crew with you? So Giuliano will be there, Keith, with me and Peter, working for both of us. We have split the cost of his flight, and he'll stay on a floor with one of us in the hotel, in the sleeping bag. The rooms are pretty small there. It's crazy. They're expensive AF. So yeah, another, as the usual, plug. If you fancy helping me out at all, and you like my coverage, please do consider becoming a member like Keith here. And I think it's $5 a month. It's £5. Depends what country you're in. But I'm working on getting better perks for you, but in such as exclusive content. But mainly it's just about supporting the channel and supporting me, helping me cover costs like that, because I pay Giuliano every month. He works about 10 days a month for me. This next month's going to be 15 days, so I'm paying him even more. And yeah, it's just, I'm trying to build my own self-sustaining business here. So we're getting there. Yeah, the Facebook monetization is really taken off. I've only had it for 3 months now, but each month it's increased on the last, and I expect that to be the same in November. So I'm really excited about where that can go, the possibilities of that. I was waiting for a long time for Facebook monetization because, I think it blew up last November, and then I had 50,000 followers, and then 100,000, then 150, and I was like, where's my monetization? And yeah, it just happened quite out of the blue a few months ago, and I'd sort of given up hope on it happening, but it did. And then it's really changed the way I look at everything now, because yeah, it helps cover my costs for, like I say, paying Giuliano, and I'm looking into getting more people involved in building a team like I used to have at the other place. So yeah, I'm looking to get Tom Taylor back doing some podcasts with me, or when I'm away during fight weeks. So I was thinking, Keith, yeah, like you bring it up there. I'm hoping to have Tom on the channel doing some shows while I'm out in Japan. So we'll see if we can line that up with Tom. But yeah, full steam ahead. I'm hoping to really grow this whole thing. Toy Story, Telvin's favorite Tom Hanks movie. There are so many Telvin, I've been watching them all. Forrest Gump, Castaway, Big. What else have I watched? Captain Phillips. Yeah, I watched that recently for the first time. That was amazing. Sully, I watched that the other day. I like that. I'm forgetting a bunch of Hanks films, but he's usually great. Green Mile. I like everything he does, really. The Terminal, Catch Me If You Can, Saving Private Ryan, A Man Called Otto. I enjoyed that. I didn't like Da Vinci Code. We watched that the other day. It was pretty bad, but I don't think that's his fault. But yeah, he always brings it. Sleepless in Seattle. Yeah, let me know your favorite Tom Hanks films in the chat. Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3. I haven't seen Philadelphia yet. I hear I should. Apollo 13, we watched that the other day. I mean, I'm on a Tom Hanks binge. That's the context you need here. I'm doing Tom Hanks binge lately. I don't know why. But they're always enjoyable. All right. Ooh. Sorry, I'm nearly through all these comments. There's just so many. Thank you all for interacting. Worth it just to support someone with integrity and consistently great content. News, thank you. Story to Fight and other my members. I appreciate all the members, and I'm not shaking anyone down to be a member, but I love the support from you either way. If you are a member, great. If you're not, great. It's fine. Please still enjoy their content. I know there's a lot of subscription services out there and things which take your money. I do a bunch of them. I have Netflix, I've got HBO, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. Probably more. I got PlayStation Store, whatever it's called, PS Plus. I just canceled my Adobe though, finally, which saves me a bit of money. Moving to Canva finally. Yeah. There's a lot of subscriptions. Wilson, the volleyball, exactly. Tom Hanks, Lady Killer's underrated. Big is a classic. Yeah. Those from round one, those one Friday fights early in the morning for me, like 6 a.m. But be up, my kids got school. Yeah. I like when I was in Denver staying in a hostel with Peter, the nutritionist, Peter Miller, Condition Nutrition. Shout out. We got to Denver a bit early last year, and we stayed in a hostel for like 4 days or something. Just I was kind of acclimatizing to the air and the time zone. So we were there on the Friday and we watched Friday fights, sitting in our separate single beds, in our youth hostel. It was quite the experience, seeing such violence in the morning. So I'm jealous of you guys who get to do it. It's kind of late here. Friday fights usually ends about 12:30 in Hong Kong. I'm always start flagging by the last couple fights, because it's a long show. It's 5 hours, I think, 8:30 here till 12:30. So 12 fights usually. Yeah, it can be a bit draining, I feel like if I was watching it in the morning, I'd be a little bit more. But then I do complain about morning shows when I'm watching them live in the arena. So I can't have it both ways. But yeah. Nick Atkins, the Ariel Hawani for Muay Thai. I don't even know much about Muay Thai, Telvin. I just try to be the go-to for one championship news, whether that's Muay Thai, MMA, kickboxing. Not great on grappling, I'll give you that. But yeah, it is obviously increasingly a lot of Muay Thai now. But it's a different type of Muay Thai. It's just 4 rounds. It's one championship Muay Thai. It's not your traditional Muay Thai, and I feel I can kind of get on board with that a little more. I love traditional Muay Thai, but I'm not knowledgeable on it. When I see it, I enjoy it. But there's plenty more accounts who have been watching that for decades and know way more than I do. I will not even pretend to be in their league. Business booming, brother. Yes, story of the fight. All right, let me get on to these things. Otherwise, I'll be here forever. I'm supposed to eat soon. Yeah, I'll do a whistle stop previews. Okay, here is the card for Fight Night 37. They just released. So we kind of knew all these fights already, but main event, Roman quickly and Samit Agdevi. Someone asked me earlier who's my prediction in that. I think I will always go with Roman. I know Samet was signed after he won a tournament recently, undefeated, I believe. Yes, the Senshi Heavyweight Grand Prix, is that it? So that's where they signed him, and then he's been matched up with Quickly immediately. Quickly is just a monster though, and I think he'll get it done here. Nico versus Luke Lisi. Someone said in the chat it doesn't see. I think Darkside said doesn't see Luke Lisi getting out of the second round. Never know. Nico obviously was impressive against Sutuchai last time, but Sutuchai is a kickboxer more than Muay Thai. Luke Lisi is a Muay Thai fighter, straight up. So I think he will pose different problems for Nico, and we'll see. Rambolek. But if Nico wins that, that's 2 solid wins in that division, and he's right in the mix really for title contention. Whenever Tawanchai does want to come back and defend the belt, I don't know when, because you got Shadow versus Raba. They announced the other day rematch for the December fight night. Rambolek versus Dayakayev. Interesting one there. That's a tough test for Rambolek. He's been on a roll lately, but Dayakayev's a knockout artist. He's a monster. Not sure how that goes. It could be one of those things where Dayakayev goes in and starches him, or Rambolek frustrates Dayakayev for 3 rounds and kind of picks him apart, uses range. Who knows? We'll see. I think Yod IQ did a number on Dayakayev. Dayakayev's not happy about that. Said Yod IQ was running away from him. I think Rambolek's going to have a similar game plan. Kind of stay on his feet, literally. But get away from Dayakayev. Get in and out. You know what I mean? Use the ring. Problem is you can get trapped in those corners. You can't circle around like on the cage. So we shall see. Elbek Alashov versus Carlo Bumina Ang. Bantamweight MMA. Yeah. I don't know too much about Elbek. I've seen Carlo's fights. I enjoy Carlo. Should be a fun one. Sewell Black and Johannes Stupanen. That could be a fight of the night or fight of the morning, however you want to see it. Sewell Black coming down to flyweight. Let's see. He's come down to 140 the last 2 fights. I just didn't think he'd have another ounce of fat on him to lose, another pound on the body. So he must have kind of dropped some muscle for this to hit 135. So fair play. Good luck. I'm sure he'll make it. Yeah, this could be interesting. If his chin holds up, he could be a bit of a player in that flyweight division. Stephen had a tough test, though. Was on a massive roll until he ran into Taiki Naito, and then didn't go his way. Both of the twins are... Was it Taiki or was that Jordan? I forget. Johan lost to someone. Jeez, I always mix them up. Classic. Johan, I think, lost to Taiki. Yes. Okay. But before that, he was riding 5 wins, I believe, in 1. So he'll be desperate to get back to that. But yeah, this should be a banger, that one. Surprised it's not kicking off the card. They usually like the Estupiñans to do that, get the crowd hyped up. Avazbek Komazayev debuting. He's a One Friday Fights guy. Got the contract against another debutant, Willie Van Rooyen, who's coming from... he's the EFC champ, I believe. So he's just signed straight to 1 championship, not going through Friday Fights. We'll see what he's made of. That could be an interesting one there. Lito Adewang back as well. The Thunder Kid, always love him, against Mauro Mastro Marini from Argentina. Should be an interesting one there. More MMA. Yeah, a lot of MMA on this card, which if you like your MMA, that's good for you. Nakrobe versus Taiki Naito, the aforementioned Taiki Naito. So that was meant to be Jacob Smith, but Jacob is out injured, so Taiki stepping in on short-ish notice. Interesting one. If he can beat Nakrobe, Taiki put himself, right in the mix, as I say, at flyweight. So Gilbert Nakatani as well. Enjoy Gilbert against Eko Ronnie Saputra, OG, 1 championship. If you know, you know. Gilbert surprisingly riding 2 losses now. I was surprised he lost the second one because he did so well against Yuya Wakamatsu, but then just looked out of sorts completely against Jeremy Miyado in February. So I'm happy he's gone away and spent a bit of time fixing things, you'd imagine. So I'd expect Gilbert to, come out guns blazing here, but don't count out Echo Ronnie. He's had a lot more time to prepare as well for this one than his last one against Sanjar, which was coming off very, very short notice. Having been released by one, he then got re-signed and brought in on like a week's notice or something. I think it was for that fight. That was just one of those cursed cards that fell apart completely when everyone just got injured and things. They had to get Echo Ronnie in, or maybe I got the timing wrong on that. Yeah, I think the one where he came back was October 2023. Against Hu Yong. Yeah, very short notice, and Hu Yong's a beast, you know. And then Sanjar was in March again, very short notice though for him. So he's had a lot more time to prepare this time. We'll see what he can do. All right, that's that card. Are you familiar with Aniki on YouTube? Yeah, I saw Aniki's video about one, I think. It got taken down, I think, and then he re-uploaded it with some tweaks. Yeah, I saw that. I've seen him comment on a few things of mine on Twitter. Do your thing. Yeah. I think he's interesting person, interesting guy. I haven't really interacted with him, but yeah, do your thing. I think he got to be in his bonnet after the copyright thing. So I always try to. Yeah, I think is that one championship get a lot of hate, right? Unfairly so for some of it, unfairly so for a lot of it. I think I try and be fair. I try to criticize one when they deserve it. I try to praise them when they deserve it. I think some people just kind of have a fixation on bashing one. And I'm not saying Aniki is one of them. I don't know enough about him. I'm just talking in general terms. But yeah, I do enjoy some of the content I saw. He's very smart, very clever, and I think that video had some things in it which made good points. I think some of it was a little unfair, but it's fine. It's opinions. We all have them. I don't begrudge anyone for disliking something or liking something, and I'm always down to see good content. I don't know him too well, but shout out Aniki, do your thing. I think I follow him on Twitter. Or, I'll have a look. But yeah, I'm not too familiar. So that was that card. I got to rush through the Friday fights card now as well. So I also put that one up. There was a slight change to it. The first fight dropped off, and then they added another fight now, a Muay Thai fight. So the first fight was MMA, but now there is no MMA on this card. There's another Muay Thai fight. So if you like your Muay Thai, you got a feast of that tonight. Nontachai versus Sona Sen main event. Nontachai had a bad knockout by Diakayev last time at featherweight, though. So I think he's coming down to bantamweight here. Sona Sen had trouble with the weight cut last time. It was all fine yesterday by all accounts. Songchai Noi, so he needs to get back in the win column. After that shock loss to Noom Serin, Songchai Noi was riding, I think, an 8-fight win streak, something crazy like that. Looked all set to face Nadika for the atomweight belt, the inaugural atomweight title fight. Didn't happen. Noom Serin stole that spot from him, and he'll be looking to make a statement against Selai Han Ki Shane. I hope I pronounced that right, from Myanmar. What else to look out for here? Sonrak, another Myanmar fighter, always brings the energy. Yamin as well. That should be a really good fight. And debuting, I think, Ivan Bodian. I don't know if it's his debut. Sorry if I said that. He's working with Pete Miller. So as you can predict, he had no issues with his weight and hydration yesterday. Yeah, I think this is his Friday fights debut. So good luck to him against Dechao Walid from Silk Muay Thai Gym. Love those guys. Shout out. And then Linus Bylander. A couple of spectacular names on the early fights here. Linus Bylander and Titus Proctor. Fantastic. Watch out for those guys. Alfie Lynch from the UK as well. Yeah, it should be an interesting card tonight. I have to rush off now, though. I got to eat and then head to this apartment. So I can't stick around much longer. I'm sorry, guys. Love my Muay Thai in one. More than anything, Telvin says. One FC highlights be better than boxing and UFC highlights. Yeah, one highlight's always great, especially 4-ounce Muay Thai. You get just knockout after knockout. If you like that thing. Happy we'll get 2 back-to-back cards in November, says Uskin Want. Hello, sir. Good to see you again. Yep. We're going back to that. It's going to be a busy month for me. I can't wait. Lito and Carlo, says Juan Ramon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Philippines. Stand up. Cricklier versus Malakin needs to happen one day, Tillman says. Oh, I'd love to see that some way. One Lumpen EFC shout out. Morning, bro. How are you? I haven't seen Bachelor Party. But yeah, I gotta shoot off, guys. I'm really sorry. That just whizzed by that hour. Oh, I always love chatting to you guys. Appreciate you tuning in, commenting, liking, subscribing. Yeah, thank you so much. And I'll be back maybe tomorrow with a Friday fights recap. Who knows? I'll try and do something on the weekend. But yeah, next week should be a little busier. It's just been a little stop-start this week. Apologies again. If you missed it, I've been moving to a new or getting the deal done for a new place, looking to move apartment. So yeah, thank you everyone, and see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the Haggerty interview. All right, I'm out. Oof.